learn as much as they could.
As a result of this, you became something of a poster boy for the flipped teaching model, which is this idea that you go home, you watch the video, you come back and you do what used to be homework in class time. And a lot has been said of that. Was it overhyped, this idea that the flipped classroom is the model for the future?
Classroom and my association with it is actually a fascinating, I guess, anthropological study. Because it's like, how did that happen? The first thing I point out is this idea of flipped classroom is not a new idea. It's an age-old idea. You know, you can go back to Socrates, where it's just like, read the book ahead of time and we'll discuss it in class. Or, humanities seminars have been doing this forever. Historically, that had not been the case in math and science classrooms, where class time has traditionally been about information dissemination, and then you do problem sets at home. But one thing that we talk a lot about, and I talk a lot about, is I think flipped classroom is just the beginning. It's actually not bad, but we want to move to this world where as soon as lecture is not the focal point of the classroom, well, then you don't have to move every student together at the same pace. I think the reason why that's not talked about as much is that, flipped is a much catchier word than mastery-based, self-paced, peer-to-peer learning. But the latter is actually what we're more about.
People have jumped on a lot of things that you've done. Karim Kayani, who set up the Mathalicious website, who I know you'll know, he's been critical of your work. He says you're a good guy with a good mission. He says what he's not is a good teacher. And his argument is that it's supposed to mark the end of regurgitized memorization and repetition, but it is exactly that. He's essentially reciting a textbook on a video, and now he's one of the 100 most influential people in the world.
Yes, so I think it's wrong. I think, ask any of our users, I think what they would tell you is the exact opposite of that. They would say that this is the exact opposite of a textbook. But I think in any things like this, we are far from perfect. Khan Academy has a million things that we need to improve on and that our team here is working on, and we love getting as much feedback from people to get better. But I think we want to create the best materials possible, and you can have different people use it in different ways. We definitely don't go to schools and say, thou shall use it this way. So a big part of what we are trying to do is just make sure that as many people as possible find as much value as possible.
Well, we're talking here about schools who sometimes set your videos as homework. So let's hear a school in the UK near Weymouth that's using some of the material.
Okay, look at this way. How many of you watched the video that you were asked to do? My name's Darren Markham, I'm Vice Principal, I teach maths, and the school is the Isle of Portland Aldridge Community Academy. And we are looking at the nth term. What's N? Students are emailed videos prior to them attending their classes. The sessions then normally move at a swifter pace. Okay, let's look back. What's the problem so far then? Let's follow on with the video and see if they agree with it.
So we went down by 6, we subtracted 6. Then to go from 9 to 3, well, we subtracted 6 again.
I think the style is quite informal. It was very natural and very normal. The students appreciate that because otherwise they get this perception that everything has to be perfect, and a lot of learning is exploratory. Did we do 200 add 1, or did we do 2?
800 plus 1. Oh, I get it now, it's really easy.
I'm Finley and I'm 12.
I'm Rory and I'm 12.
I'm Susanna and I'm 12.
I'm Rosie and I'm 12.
So do you feel that you understand the concept now?
Having the video before class meant that I had a little revision and I made notes, and it was a lot handier knowing what it was about.
It's more helpful because you can stop it and start it. You can go at your own pace instead of just listening all the way through.
I find it useful because sometimes if the teacher doesn't explain it as well as they should, I can also go and revise more about it, not just the video.
What are your thoughts on Sal Khan, the person who presented it?
You can tell a little bit that it's not an English person with a normal accent.
He wasn't exactly like really formal about it. It was kind of like the way that we would work. It's, oh, you've done this, oh wait, no, you're not meant to do that. I'm not going to edit this out of the video, I'm just going to show that this is a mistake that you can make, because it's really easy to relate to the fact that that's how I work and how most of my friends work.
So first, it was super exciting to hear that kids and teachers with British accents using stuff that was, composed in a closet in California, and they rightfully categorized my accent as non-British. And it was really heartening to hear these students talk about how they appreciated The fact that I'm willing to make mistakes and correct them in the video. This was really an example of a flipped classroom where they are getting a preliminary view of the material through these videos, and then they're going deeper in the classroom, doing problems or whatever it might be. Going beyond the flipped classroom is what we really get excited about.
Let's talk about something that you are creating here, which is in a sense, I imagine, your idea of what the school of the future should look like, the classroom of the future, because you are actually starting a new school in this building. Tell us about how it will work.
Yeah, as early as the Khan Academy was founded, I've always fantasized about being a Dumbledore-like figure at school, and it really felt like we need to have a very small-scale laboratory where we could loosen a lot of the constraints. And so what we are doing with the lab school, which is literally in our offices, is very small scale, starting with 30